Tonight's Redstone short is, I'm going to tell you ahead of time so you can start thinking of questions, because it's probably about one of the most useful items in the game. And it is about repeaters tonight. It is about repeaters. So we need Super Flatty. And here we go. Let's head back this way. And here we go, guys. Okay, so this is about repeaters, and repeaters are a redstone object in the game that are extremely useful. The original concept is to extend a redstone signal. So the way that you create a repeater is 3 smooth stone, a redstone torch, redstone's torch, and redstone in the middle. Okay? And of course you pop that in and you get a redstone repeater is what it's called. Now, a redstone repeater, what it does is, the simplest basic job that it does is that it continues or continues on a signal. We know that redstone pulse will only go 15 squares until it runs out. With a repeater, this allows you to go even farther, another 15 beyond the repeater, as you can see here. Okay? Now, another thing that a repeater is good for is for delays. It's very good for delaying the signal. And that's what I've got here is a racetrack that helps delay the signal. And you're going to be seeing it represented here on the racetrack. Watch the lights go down and see what happens. Now, as you can see, there's a difference in timing. And the difference in timing is, this one is set to 1 tick, this is 2 ticks, 3 ticks, and 4 ticks. So let's do it in reverse, and you'll be able to see the same thing in reverse. So there we go. So that's the key point about repeaters, is they repeat the signal, and you can delay the signal by using this. And the way that you do it is you just right-click on it, and you can keep on right-clicking on it, and it does the individual delays, so on and so forth. Now, the delays are cumulative, meaning that I can sit here and set all these to 4, and this one will be much, 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 much slower than the other signals. So let's just do a couple of these all the way to 4, and you guys will see a significant difference in the length of time that it takes this redstone pulse to get down versus that one. And see how it's delaying, and then it continues on. Same thing here. See how it delays and then continues on. Okay, so that is where that's the most useful, is in like a redstone clock, which is what we're going to get to here in just a little bit, which is right there. All right, so as far as a redstone signal is concerned, and this is something that I found out while I was playing with this, is that it can take out, what's happening here is that this redstone torch is powering this block via this here. Normally, you would not be able to pull a redstone signal off of that block. As you can see, no redstone signal. Okay, but if you put a repeater there, you can see that the repeater pulls the signal off. You can go ahead and do your whatever block here and continue signal along. All right, and as you can also see that it will not add the signal to the top of the block like this, whereas with redstone it will. Okay, so that's the differences right there between the two. I believe that if that was down, it would still work, if you know what I mean. All right, and then yeah, that's just, I call this the cross. As you can see, it doesn't go down, it just goes like that. So this is a simple, this is the simplest method of what you would use repeaters for. When there's a lot of times when you want to send a pulse to something, to where you want it to pulse, okay? And that's what we have here is a simple redstone clock that does a pulse. So this is your inverter here, and this inverts a signal. So any signal coming into it, it's going to invert that and basically turn it off. So what this does is it sends the signal around, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, is what it's going to do. So let's show you. Now, if you want to increase the timing on this and make the pulses have more time in between them, you're going to increase the timing by doing your timing here. Now, I could get a lot more into this. You know, I could show you little tricks, you know, and stuff, a lot more of different things that you can do with repeaters. We've worked a lot with them in a lot of time. Another great way to use them, and what I really forgot to do here, is putting them side by side with, so normally when you have a redstone circuit, let's get this shut off here. Normally when you have a redstone circuit, if you want to do things side by side, I need pistons. There's some pistons. So say I got a piston here, and I want these pistons side by side. But I don't want them to run off the same signal. So normally you do this, okay? And normally you could throw a switch on there, and you could do this. And it doesn't work. All right? It doesn't work because it's not pointing in. How do you solve this? You solve this by doing repeaters. And that is the best use, is when you need to do a row. First of all, if you want to separate out your signal. So say I wanted to do something like this. I don't know how I'm going to do it side by side here. So say you want this one for that row, and you want this one for this row. So as you can see, they can be side by side, and the signals don't get crossed. You would not be able to do this if you had something akin to that. As you can see, it doesn't work. So on and so forth, okay? So that's where they really come in handy, is when you want to compact your redstone creations, okay? So, questions time. Do we have any questions? Questions at all? Brad Appick, welcome to the channel. Could you use recorders to, like, billboard light up? Redstone short. Explain how you would use it for automatic farm. Yes, that's correct. Does it speed up if one tick? The ticks will actually slow it down. So the more you add, it will speed it up. And a redstone repeater, I believe, adds one tick to the entire thing. Okay, so there you go. Protected Gaming Live, what's going on? All right, so any questions or anything, you guys? Doing for the past 5 minutes, I went away. K King, I've been doing the redstone short. Light up a billboard with a repeater. Yeah, the thing is, you can't put them up sideways, so no. I mean, I've got a pretty cool little repeater loop back here. Maya Silent Pain, what's going on? Glad to have you. And Chemical, how you doing? So I could increase the timing by that and stuff. So I don't know if that's what you're asking. All right. Any other questions or anything, you guys? Any other questions at all? That's what's tomorrow, by the way. We're doing those tomorrow. Oh, that's really good. What is pi? Pi is just this side of godliness. All right, guys, that is your redstone